Here are the top 8 reasons why you should move to Toronto in 2025. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. It's Alex Drobin with Remax. I help people just like you buy and sell real estate in Toronto. I figured I'd do something a little different in this video because I just love this city so much. So I wanted to break down the reasons why I love it, and I came up with 8 reasons as to why I think you should consider moving to Toronto in 2025. So let's get into it. Number one, Toronto's strong and diverse economy. First up, Toronto is Canada's economic powerhouse and is home to major industries like finance, technology, healthcare, and media. And this city attracts some of the biggest companies in the world. For example, we've seen massive growth in the tech sector with huge companies like Google, Amazon, Spotify all coming into the city of Toronto and gobbling up that downtown commercial space. So those types of companies are really expanding their presence here. Toronto's also home to the Toronto Stock Exchange and is a hub for banking and fintech. Some of the biggest banks in the world have their headquarters right here. So RBC, TD, Scotiabank, the list goes on and on. So whether you're in finance, tech, healthcare, creative industries, Toronto has a ton of potential job opportunities waiting for you. Which leads me to my second reason as to why you should move here, and that is the thriving job market here in Toronto. Job market in Toronto is absolutely booming and is one of the major reasons that people move here. Not only do we have a growing tech scene, but there's a ton of demand in jobs in engineering, AI, healthcare, creative industries, skilled trades. The list goes on and on. You know, from personal experience, I have a lot of friends in these corporate industries. Again, depending on what industry you're in, but I know that if somebody doesn't like their job, they can quit and find something that they really like a lot more 3 to 4 weeks later. And again, that really depends on what kind of industry you're in. But if you're in one of the industries that I just mentioned, Toronto's job market is absolutely thriving. Startups are also thriving here because Toronto does a really good job of helping out entrepreneurs in starting their own business. And if you're a remote worker, even better. Toronto is one of the best cities for digital nomads. There are tons of co-working spaces, lots of networking opportunities. People in Toronto are friendly. They'll give you advice. And it's just a great job market for people that are remote workers. Number three, Toronto has world-class education. If you're moving to Toronto with a family or just by yourself, just be happy to know that Toronto has some of the best schools in the world. You've got top ranked universities like the University of Toronto, which is one of the best universities in the world, York University, which is one of the best universities in the world for law and business. And you have Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly known as Ryerson, which is great for business, media studies, and things of that nature. And also high school. We have some of the best high schools, whether they're private or public high schools in the world. So just know that your kids can get a top tier education right here in Toronto. Number four, Toronto's multicultural and inclusive community. Toronto is one of the most multicultural cities in the world and is often referred to as the most multicultural city in the world. We have every type of culture, every type of race. That's why a lot of us growing up in the city, we grew up with all different cultures, races, and so forth. For example, we have, a Taste of Danforth, which is one of the biggest Greek festivals in the world. We have the Caribbean Fest, which was formerly known as Carabana, which is one of the biggest Caribbean festivals in the world, definitely the biggest one in North America. We have like Taste of Italy. We have the Ukrainian festival. We have the Polish festival right here on Ronces, which is one of the biggest festivals, Polish festivals in the world. We have Little India, Little Korea, tons of diversity, tons of food markets. We have a lot of international communities. So no matter where you're from, you'll find your community and your culture right here in Toronto. Reason number five as to why you should move to Toronto in 2025 is the unmatched sports and entertainment scene here in Toronto. If you love sports, concerts, entertainment, Toronto is the place to be. This city is home to 6 major league sports teams, including the Toronto Raptors, which were the 2019 NBA champions, the Toronto Maple Leafs, which are the most popular sports team in Toronto. That's a framed photo of Matt Sundin. The Leafs are always hurting our hearts, but we're huge fans anyways. Hopefully they make the playoffs this year. Hopefully they win the cup this year and the city will go bonkers. We have the Toronto Blue Jays. They're always competing. We have a ton of great prospects. Anyways, I don't know why I'm breaking down the teams here. We have the Toronto FC, so that's always really fun to go to a soccer game. The Toronto Argos in the CFL. Argos games are always fun to go to. And the Toronto Rock. If you want to see some guys fighting each other for no reason, go to a Toronto Rock game. They're always really fun. And when you're not watching sports, Toronto has one of the best entertainment scenes in the world. Honestly, like I said, I've traveled a lot. I've been to a lot of extremely beautiful, awesome places with great entertainment, and all put up Toronto against any other city in the world when it comes to entertainment. Okay, we have some of the best restaurants here. We have some of the best nightlife. You go to King West, Queen West, Ossington, you go to the East End, the Distillery District is incredible. We have world-class entertainment. We have Broadway shows. We have TIFF, which is the Toronto International Film Festival that happens every September. So that's one of the biggest film festivals in the world. It rivals to the Cannes Film Festival and, other major festivals all around the world. We have a ton of concerts. Taylor Swift just did 6 shows on 2 weekends in Toronto in the summer. The whole city was shut down. So the concert scene is incredible here. The biggest stand-up comedians of all time come to Toronto on a regular basis, like a couple of times a year. If you want to talk about entertainment, Toronto's a place to be. Number 6, just to expand on what I was saying before, Toronto has a world-class restaurant scene. Let's talk about one of my favorite things here. It's the Toronto food scene. Toronto has some of the best restaurants in North America, and we now have several Michelin star restaurants. You have a ton of these little hole-in-the-wall places that are popping up left, right, and center. Tons of pubs, eateries. You have really, really high-end places. You could go eat at the top of the CN Tower if you want. Food trucks, hole-in-the-wall spots, just a ton of variety for things to eat in Toronto. And if you're looking for a night out, the Toronto nightlife scene is absolutely incredible as well. You have places like King West, like I said before, Queen West, tons of rooftop bars, patios. You could go down to the Distillery District, Yorkville, plenty of things to eat, see, and do. Toronto's an absolutely incredible destination for restaurants and bars. Reason number 7 as to why you should move to the city of Toronto in 2025 is the green spaces and outdoor activities that nobody thinks about. Even though Toronto's a big city, people don't realize that there are a ton of parks, trails, waterfront areas where you can escape that daily hustle and bustle. For example, High Park. I'm from High Park, so I might be a little biased, but High Park is my favorite park in the city, probably the country, probably the world. Okay, you have cherry blossom season there. It's a huge park. It's the biggest park in Toronto. Tons of green space. You have trails for biking, for running, for hiking. It's perfect for dog walking. Tons of picnics in the summer. High Park is incredible. It's right beside the water as well. Next, you have the Toronto Islands. It's a quick ferry ride from the city. It's about a 15-20 minute ride. You have these beautiful beaches. You have these bars over there. Again, more biking, incredible skyline views. The list goes on. Then you have the Don Valley trails for biking, running, hiking, and so on. Winter sports. You can't walk for 10 minutes in Toronto without finding a rink where you could go skating or play hockey on. And also, Toronto is about an hour away from Blue Mountain, which is a ski resort. A lot of people go up there for the weekends as well. So it's beautiful and fun in the winter as well. Reason number 8 why you should move to Toronto in 2025 is the real estate investment opportunities. Toronto's housing market continues to be one of the strongest in Canada. Yes, prices may be high, but if you're investing in the long term, you're probably going to end up winning. Whether you're buying a home, investing in a condo, or looking for rental opportunities, Toronto continues to be a top choice for real estate investors. And if you're thinking about making a move, right now is a great time to start planning. So there you have it, 8 reasons why you should move to Toronto in 2025. What do you think? Would you move here? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, send this video to somebody. And if you're thinking about making a move, give me a call or send me a message. I'll help you every step of the way.